If you want to build a swordsman, which swordsman legion are the best one right now at the beginning of 2026 in Age of Empire Mobile? I'm going to go over each of these heroes and explain exactly why those heroes are the best swordsmen right now in Age of Empire Mobile for specific speciality, of course. So I'm already building my cavalry legion, so let's jump over the second legion that I may build one day if there is some resources left behind. It's going to be Miyamoto, it's going to be with Scipio Africanus, and finally it's going to be Lagertha. I'm going to go and explain the synergy behind and why this combo is that strong. First thing first, you may see some crazy numbers, okay? I think the people are actually familiar with the Miyamoto. If you go and check it out, the Miyamoto Musashi in Age of Empire Mobile, just the commander skill. Obviously, this guy is going to be the commander. So far, Miyamoto Musashi commander skill is it's crazy. It's dealt might damage up to 3 enemy legions in a fan-shaped area in front. 425%. I want to point out the percentage because from first look it's looking some crazy percentage, but at the end of the day just the swordsmen are having the lowest attack in Age of Empire Mobile. I want to point out this thing is not like if you have this percentage with the marksmans, brother, you're going to break legs with this legion. But since it's for swordsmen, we actually need little more damage in percentage, so to be to notice this damage, let's say it like this. And Miyamoto Musashi is actually the hero that is going to be the commander. On the next place is going to be Scipio Africanus. This is right now one of the new heroes that are presented in Age of Empire Mobile. This is Scipio Africanus, absolutely amazing hero. There is a reason why I have him 3-star. There is a reason, and I plan in the future to actually go for this legion, this swordsman legion, not only with cavalry, because to be fair, building one legion is taking a lot of resources. So but it's in the same time it's good to have an idea to have for a second legion, because somewhere in the future you may finish your first legion and you can go for the second one. So Scipio Africanus is going to be the second hero that I'm going to use with Miyamoto. Miyamoto Musashi, Scipio Africanus, and finally it's going to be Lagertha. Now, to be fair, Lagertha, I was thinking a lot over her, but still, this is one of the best heroes in my opinion. Way better from Hammurabi, way better from Trip Huana. Even though back in the days, I was having huge expectations from Trip Huana. King Derek, Josephine, yeah, this is the starting. Okay, I'm not going to go that much in details, but it's better from Yodit, and so far Yodit was actually the hero that people, when they think about Miyamoto, was actually thinking over, and that was Yodit. So what actually separates this legion? I think the majority of the people are familiar with Miyamoto and the spells he is having and the damage he's doing. This is the signature skill. Deal 1 instance of my damage. We already have like hitting 3 legions for 425%. That is wow, that's crazy percentage. But we already spoke about why is that big those percentage are. Damage rates 390% might bonus and has 45% chance to let the hero with the highest might, excluding the caster, cast a signature active skill on a turn-based skill, where increasing the extra skill damage by extra 30%. This 30% is very nice, because if you have something that is doing like 300%, it's going to be 390, I think, if it's like 20% of the total damage. not extra 30%. Extra skill damage, but maybe it's going to be extra, like extra 30%. But yeah, this is the other two skills that I put on Miyamoto. Increase the activational chance of the hero active skills by 12%. 15% for charging skills, and this one is every time the hero activates the signature skill except the passive skill, increase the hero might by 13% up to 5 stacks. So you can see how much might this spell alone can increase of Miyamoto. It's absolutely wild. And the signature skill, when hero activates their signature skill, this activational chance 25%. Here we have extra active skills. Okay, this is for active skills. Yeah, it's actually boosting the active skills by 12%, extra 12%. So this is so far for Miyamoto. Rest of the spells I just don't believe is actually fitting very nice for Miyamoto. It's just doing some extra damage. But yeah, the main damage is actually coming from the Miyamoto first spell, the commander spell, and the signature spell. Now let's go over the Scipio Africanus. I'm still not investing in these heroes because I have other legions that I'm working on. But yeah, if right now I have to, I finish with my first legion and I have to pick the second one, this is going to be, and this is where I'm going to invest in Age of Empire Mobile in form of heroes. So for Scipio Africanus, obviously this hero is not going to be the commander, so I'm not going to go over the commander skill, but the Africanus Conquest is extremely interesting spell, to be fair. And some people may say it's a very solid spell, and I believe it's a very solid spell. After your commander activates the signature active skill, reduce the damage taken by your troops by some percentage. This is a passive one. This is a type. You can see the type. This is active. Active skill, chance to be activated each time the hero take action. Turn-based, secondary strike, passive. This one is a passive, so it's going to be always applied. This reduce damage taken by your troops is going to always be there, which is going to increase greatly the survivability of your troops. On top of that, you're going to run them with the Swordsman. Oh my god, Swordsman is carrying the biggest defense in Age of Empire Mobile. But anyway, for 3 seconds, just for 3 seconds, after your command, so basically when your commander activates the signature skill, you're going to get this extra bonus and this extra survivability for your legion. So here is just small part from the synergy between Miyamoto and Scipio Africanus. After triggering 5 times, your troops enter the Conquest. Now, Conquest, what is doing state? Conquest state. Activation count does not accumulate during this period. So if you're in the Conquest state, there is not going to be, you know, activational chance or this triggering is not going to count to the next five times. So if you enter in the Conquest state, it's going to be like 6 seconds, and after this is going to count like 1 time, 2 time, 3 time trigger, 4 or 5 times, and then you're going to trigger. You're going to enter in the Conquest again. Activation for 6 seconds. 6 seconds is actually very decent amount of time. 6 seconds is a lot of time. During this state, your commander's signature active skill can deal critical strike. With critical strike rate increased by some percentage. Obviously this level 1, but it can go, I think, to pretty decent percentage. It can go up to 75% at the end of the day, but still 75% reducing the damage your legion is taking. I mean, okay, it's not going to be 75%, don't get me wrong. I just say it max can go to 75. I didn't actually invest and level up this spell to be precise here, but still, critical strike rating on the Miyamoto spell, signature spell, that is doing 390%, is just absolutely wild. Activational chance by some extra percentage, so it's going to even increase the activational chance of this active skill, and in the same time signature skill, during this. This signature skill is going to get critical rate, and same time is going to increase the activational chance of this spell, and damage by 25% might bonus. Now the 25% is permanent. When you see it, is like white number. All the green numbers can get increased. You see what is going to be the next level, but all the white numbers is not going to be changed. Might bonus, and your troops immediately recover recover rate might bonus, trigger up to 1 time every 3 seconds after taking skill damage. So you have to be in the combat. Taking some damage is going to give you this recovery rate that can go to pretty decent percentage. Because the jump here, yeah, I'm not quite sure how much is going to be the percentage here, but still, you're going to have the signature skill of Miyamoto boosted by critical rate. After this, by some critical rate. After this, is going to increase the critical, the activational chance of this spell. It's going to increase the damage. Your troops is going to be able to recover for the next 6 seconds after taking some skill damage. Now here's the interesting part of this spell, the Scipio Africanus in Age of Empire Mobile. Upon entering the battle, immediately enters the conquest state for 6 seconds. Trigger up to 1 time every 60 seconds. So every 1 minute you're going to get 1 free immediately when you jump in the battle. Trigger this conquest state for 6 seconds. So if 6 seconds, this like 10% from 60, so it's even going to be less the amount of time you have to wait, so you can have this conquest state for 6 seconds when you enter in the combat again. But yeah, after you enter, for the next 60 seconds you have to count on the activational chance of your commander signature skill. And if we check it out, I think it was how much actually was 25%. You have extra activational chance, but this is when you enter in this when you enter in this conquest state. Miyamoto signature skill. Look at the signature skill. Damage 390%, might bonus, and has 45% chance to let hero with the highest might cast a signature active skill on turn-based skill. Yeah, it's a very solid spell. And finally, on the last place is going to be Lagertha. Yeah, I definitely prefer Lagertha over the rest of the heroes, and I'm going to explain you why. Since she's going to be a deputy, or how to say it, she's going to be, the last hero you're going to use on your legion. We're going to check out the signature skill of this hero and why is that crazy. Deals might damage to the enemy, this pure damage, which is fine. Might bonus some percentage with a 20% chance. This 20% is not going to be changed. 20% chance increased by 10% every 3 seconds, up to 70% to ignore some percentage of the enemy defense. Very important, that it's just the amount of damage you're going to do is going to be very, very solid. Now here is the interesting part. Applies judgment to your hero and the commander when activating signature active skill. There is some percentage chance to activate the skill an additional time. During additional time, damage reduced by 35%, maximum 1 trigger per turn. Now why this thing is very important, and it's actually a very solid percentage. Why this is important for Miyamoto? It's important because the signature skill, you're going to enter more times in the conquest state, which is Scipio Africanus is providing to you. So the more time you trigger this signature skill, and here you're going to trigger the signature skill again with some decent percentage chance to trigger it again, you're going to get these 5 stacks very, very fast, and you're going to enter in this conquest state, which is going to make Miyamoto absolutely wild from point of critical rate of the spell, from point of how much damage. I forgot where is the what was the full benefits. Yeah, this is basically it's needing like 5 times. After 5 times after your commander activates the signature active skill, you saw the Lagertha is giving the percentage to trigger this thing 2 times. Reduce the damage taken by your troops is going to even make the troops. It's actually don't matter that much over the reduction of the troops. After triggering 5 times, so this is the important moment. Your troops enter in the conquest state, and this conquest state is giving critical strike rating. Is going to increase the activational chance, the damage by some percentage, recover some troops. It's just wild how strong this legion is going to be. Miyamoto, Scipio, and Lagertha. Absolutely wild legion. But for me right now, I have Miyamoto 3-star, and I have Scipio Africanus 3-star. Lagertha is needing a lot of work. I have no medals of Lagertha. I didn't actually go for her back in the days, but since right now I'm saved because I'm working still over my cavalry legion. But one day I really hope I will be able to replace Lagertha with something, and have Scipio with Miyamoto and some crazy hero. Even though that Lagertha, this judgment that she's giving is extremely important for Scipio Africanus triggering chance of the conquest state. Very important. So yeah guys, this is going to be for this video. I'm going to put one video here if you want to boost even more your knowledge over Age of Empire Mobile. It can be guides, gameplay, tips and tricks, everything you need to know in Age of Empire Mobile. So yeah, you're going to check it out here. So far, I wish you a great day. Don't forget to hit one like and subscribe for more Age of Empire Mobile videos. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.